Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. This is Asad Yaqub, and once again, I welcome you to my second episode of IELTS Grammar Podcast. Well, guys, upon your request, I have started making this podcast, and definitely this is going to help you out with your IELTS speaking module and IELTS writing module because you need sound knowledge of grammar in order to get good bench score in IELTS speaking as well as IELTS writing. So let's take a start. Today I'm going to teach you present simple tense. And present simple tense is where you use first form of the verb like I do. So let's take a start. Study this example situation. Alex is a bus driver, but now he is in bed asleep. He is not driving a bus. He is asleep. Okay, so let's move on. But he drives a bus. He is a bus driver. When we say he drives a bus, doesn't mean every time, but it means it's the part of his routine or work that he drives the bus. Like I say, I teach IELTS. Now, I cannot say when I say I teach IELTS that 24 hours a day I teach IELTS, but that is something I repeatedly do. So, let's move on. Drive will be converted to drives when you talk about he, she, or it. Works, does, etc. is the present simple. I, we, you, they drive, work, do. So we add s or es with he, she, it, or a singular noun. Alright, let's move on. We use the present simple to talk about things in general. We use it to say that something happens all the time or repeatedly. Something happens all the time or repeatedly. I teach IELTS. I always teach IELTS, okay? I teach IELTS repeatedly. I teach IELTS every day. So it's that. Or that something is true in general. Now, let's learn some more sentences. Nurses look after patients in hospital. Nurses look after patients in hospital. I usually go away at weekends. The earth goes round the sun. The cafe opens at 7:30 in the morning. We say I work, but he works. They teach, but my sister teaches. You go, but it goes. I have, but it has. The clouds are thundering, okay? It's raining cats and dogs. I'm telling you this really, okay? For spelling S or ES, we add that. Now, let's move on. We use do or does to make question and negative sentences. Do or does. For example, do I work? Do we work? Do you drive? Do they do or do they drive? Does he work? Does she drive? Does it do? Does it work? Like that. I, we, you, they, he, she, it, and then we use don't and doesn't. Now for IELTS candidates, it's important to know we can use contractions in speaking module only, but don't use contractions in writing module. For example, I don't work, we don't drive, you don't do, they don't work, he doesn't work, she doesn't drive, it doesn't do, it doesn't rain, like that. Now let's make some more sentences. I come from Canada. Where do you come from? One day you guys are going to say this, inshallah, by the grace of Almighty. I come from Canada. Where do you come from? I don't go away very often or very often. What does this word mean? Not what means this word. If you don't know the meaning of any word, you can say, what does this word mean? Rice doesn't grow in cold climates. Rice doesn't grow in cold climates. In the following examples, do is also the main verb. One is helping verb, one is main verb. So, do you do and doesn't do, etc. For example, what do you do? I work in a shop. If you guys ask me, Asad sir, what do you do? I teach IELTS. Okay, like that. He's always so lazy. He doesn't do anything to help. All right, let's move on. We use the present simple to say how often we do things. How often means frequency, every day, every week, every month, twice a day, once a week, like that. So we use the present simple to say how often we do things. I get up at 8 o'clock every morning. How often do you go to the dentist? Julie doesn't drink tea very often. I drink coffee regularly. Okay. Robert usually goes away 2 or 3 times a year. Well, let's go on. I promise, I apologize. For that also we use present simple tense. I promise, I apologize. Like sometimes we do things by saying something. For example, when we promise to do something, you can say, I promise. When you suggest something, you can't say, you say, I suggest. For example, I promise I won't be late. Not I am promising. I am promising is not right. You say, I promise. What do you suggest I do? I suggest that you work hard to get your desired band in IELTS. Okay, see that it's fun to learn that. Well guys, I've got sore throat and I was suffering from very bad fever, sore throat, cold and flu and all that, and just today I started to feel better and I started doing my work, making podcasts for you. So in the same way we say I apologize, I advise, I insist, I agree, I refuse. So guys, how do you find my podcasts on IELTS grammar? If you like this podcast and if you want me to make more podcasts, please make a request and I will come up with more podcasts. Your views, your comments and your likes will tell me what to do next with my this new try. I always try to make something for you. If you guys like and recommend, then I go on. That's all guys. Always be happy. I wish you all the best and a very good bench score in IELTS. I also teach IELTS online. If you want to join my online IELTS classes, my WhatsApp number is given. You can contact me for that. Asad Yaqub truly wishes you all the best with your IELTS preparation. Take good care of yourselves. Allah Hafiz.